right. Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 83 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we talk about video games, Japanese video games, our lives here in Japan, the occasional fast food, and I don't know, just Apex Legends. That's actually what we're talking about today. Lots of Apex Legends. Seasons 9 has just dropped, aka Legacy. And by we, I mean myself, Adrian, and my co host, the Game Duck himself.
Hey, what's up? I didn't realize we were live when you were talking. I was changing the temperature on my air conditioner, and that's why I was looking at my phone like that whole intro. I was not like, it's not like I'm like not interested in the podcast. I was cold.
No.
I was cold, so I had to go like turn up the fucking temperature. I have like an app. I have an app that's fucking.
You've got an app for that?
Future, yeah, for my
I wish
air conditioner.
I wish I had an app for that. I don't have an app for it at all. I don't. I wish. I mean, like, so I have you can't really see it in the background because I'm covering up right now. But I have that fan that I got last year when I got my internet, and they gave me like $200.
Oh yeah, they're like, go get yourself something nice, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll go to a fan or whatever.
Dude,
yeah.
I needed that fan so bad.
Yeah. Do you have an air
Japanese
conditioner
summers.
unit? You can air conditioner, right? But it's in the other room.
Yeah, it's in the other room, and it does like I could open this door and I could turn it on full blast, and it.
Yeah.
I mean, like the air is gonna circulate in here, but it's just like it's not immediate. You know what I mean?
Have you ever considered? Here's the thing. I know you already own the fan, so it's too late now. But
Yeah.
have you ever considered?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered just buying a recirculator? Like they're like $50, and
What the
you
heck
can
is a
just like.
recirculator?
Okay, a recirculator is just like basically a fancy ass fan, but like it's a fan that like just I don't even know how to explain it, but it's
Is it
just
that
like,
weird sphere spin? No,
yeah, that's what it does.
The
Yeah.
oval thing.
Yeah, and you just like open you'd open your door and you put your recirculator somewhere between your two rooms, and then it would just like help the air, get into the room you're in right now.
Oh well.
But you already have the fan, so whatever. It's too late now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already got this big fan. I mean, the fan I have is like it's almost like this fan that you would see like in a restaurant or something like that. Like, well, not a restaurant, but maybe like like your local Chinese place or something. They just
Sure.
have it sitting out blowing some air. It's really nice. It's a Toshiba. I take
Yeah.
pride in that fan. Anyways, how are you doing this week? How's so we wrapped up Golden Week and we're all back to business work. I mean, we only had 2 days of the weekend, not of the weekend, but like we got back to work and there's only like a 2 day work week, so it was really short. So it was like,
Yeah. So it was kind of hard to focus, to be honest, because like you come back to work off Golden Week and you're like, oh, I had all these days off. I don't really want to work, but then in your mind you're like, oh well, it's almost the weekend. I don't gotta give a shit. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't. What am I doing? Like, what am I doing? It's like you get that antsy feeling. Like, okay,
Yeah. How I'm fine. Yeah, we rolled into the weekend like fairly quickly, I guess.
yeah.
And I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it's fine. It's Monday already, so it's tough
It
to.
is Monday. It
It's
was Monday.
yeah,
Monday was hard.
Yeah, I
Monday
mean,
was hard.
yeah.
Yeah, Monday was just like, okay, it's Monday. But yeah, I mean, like the cool thing is Apex Arenas, not arenas. I mean, like the game. Okay, I'm sorry. Apex Legends did not just become Apex Arenas, but for some of us, it might just
Yeah.
bump the BR. Like it might just died for a couple days. But
I
we had-
think yeah, it's a game. It's a good. I mean, we'll get into it, but like yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Start to this season, I guess.
It's a great start to the season. And so before we get into that, remember you can follow us on our social media accounts. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. And then you can also follow myself and my co-host Alex on Twitch. We stream Tuesday, Thursdays. That's Alex's stream days.
Yeah.
I stream Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can follow me at Ninjatrix, NINJATRIX, and then you can follow my co-host Alex at Route24, ROUTE 24. What are you playing? You're doing Dragon Quest. You're still
Yeah,
doing, yeah.
yeah. I
You're,
saw
are you,
Dragon
you're
Quest.
going to the end on that, aren't you?
I should. I probably should. I don't want to like quit halfway through the game. It's a long ass game though, so I'm in it for the long haul now. So I'm just playing Dragon Quest, I guess. Yeah. Also, I want to like try to play FF14 every now and then. Like I'm still trying to get through the content in 14, so we'll see how that goes. I'm probably gonna go back and forth between the two games.
Yeah. So if you're looking for some good JRPG action, I'm not gonna say action JRPGs because, well, I guess if you're looking for some good JRPGs, go check out his stream. I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts and Crash Bandicoot, which gives me sweaty hands.
I wish Crash Bandicoot was a JRPG. That'd be fun.
That would be. I secretly. I'm pretty sure even chat knows. Like I have like kind of nightmares about Crash Bandicoot. Like Crash.
Why? Like, are you bad at the jumping
It's so
puzzles?
like like going from Kingdom Hearts where the jumping is really like sticky,
Floaty? Yeah, no.
float, and then you just like you
Yeah,
sink.
Sora has like gravity, like anti-gravity boots or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He jumps so high
yeah.
and then like he just falls straight to the ground so quickly. And then Crash is just like, it's its own type of platforming, but it's fun. But when they introduce some challenges in the level, like they really do stack on a lot of different things in there, and it gets kind of crazy. So
I've never played four. I mean, I haven't played four. But I did play the original one, two, three, and I played a little bit of whatever the hell the remakes were called. I don't know what they called them.
Nitro trilogy.
Like no, that's Spyro.
Oh,
Sorry. I have it on my shelf unless I sold it.
I didn't know. I didn't know that you were like a Crash fan. I mean, you played one through.
I mean, that's what I mean, I was a kid, growing up in North America and having a PlayStation like that's one of the games you had to play, really. So
That's a good point. I didn't have a PlayStation, so I never. This is my first Crash. Crash 4 is the first one I've ever played.
oh wow, okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Actually, this isn't one of our topics, but like, why did you choose to play four as opposed to doing the remakes of the trilogy?
It was the newest one. I mean, to be honestly, it was the newest one, and
Yeah,
I didn't really know where to start. I didn't think it mattered. I figured like they're all the same or something like that, right? And then I get into it, and there's
there's a
I mean,
lot of new shit. There's a lot of new shit in
yeah,
four. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's not like the wrong choice to make. I would have personally started with the remasters or not the remasters, sorry, the remakes really.
Mm, mm.
Just because it's not just because of where it started, but it's just they build on each other really. So Crash One has certain mechanics, really it's just jumping and what did Crash One have? I want to say high jump, or maybe high jump was two. My point is that the mechanics build up on each other
Build
as
up
the
on
games
each other.
Yeah, and then by the time you get like Crash Three, you have a fucking a Wampa Fruit bazooka. Spoiler alert, by the way. Like that
I guess I'm gonna get that. I guess I should look forward to getting that sometime.
was
Just,
crazy.
just grabbing that thing.
I remember, when being a kid, I was like, oh my god, I have a gun.
It's crazy. I mean, like some of the
Yeah.
segments in Crash, like they get so intricate. Like you said, they build on each other and the mechanics within the game itself. Like I've noticed that because I think with 4, I'm kind of going back to previous worlds, or not worlds, but they have the certain type of levels. There's the ice level. There's the
Yeah.
this type of level. But for me, I'm experiencing for the first time. And people in my chat, they're like, "Yo, like that's from the previous game, or that character." I'm like, "Who is this character?" When
Oh,
Coco
you have
comes in,
no idea. You
I
know
get,
who Engine
I was like,
is?
yeah. All the villains. I'm like, these are all the villains are here in this game. I'm like, so
They're all new to you. Yeah.
and yeah, and I'm just thinking of like Ratchet and Clank in my mind. Like these aren't Ratchet and Clank villains, but I know who is this dude again? And my chat's explaining all this stuff to me. I'll never forget like Crash's girlfriend. What was it? His girlfriend? What was it like?
Coco, right?
Not Coco. Like she's oh crap, I forgot her name, but she's kind of cool. You get to play with her, but they said like
Did she have another? I don't forget it. It doesn't matter because Crash's girlfriend in the first game only was like your save point. She
yeah.
served as like the save point in Crash One.
That's
Like,
her.
that's
You
all
get
she
to
was,
play
yeah.
as you get to play as her in 4. She comes back, and then my stream was like, yeah, that was Crash's girl in the first game, but they didn't use it for anything at all.
Yeah, she was like the save point, really. Yeah.
She was a save point. I was like, wow.
And then in 2, it was like a save screen, like literally Crash would walk up to like a board, I believe. Yeah.
Dude, it tripped me out that Crash can't communicate. Like he can't speak. Everyone else can speak. Like everyone else has words, but Crash
he's a silent protagonist. Yeah.
I mean, he tries. It's
Which is
endearing.
cool. I think it's not like
I think he's the first experiment. That's what people were telling me. He's like the first
he was
one.
he was an experiment, or at least the first failed one. Because like Doctor, what is it, Neocortex has like been making like mutant animals or whatever, and then Crash was a failed experiment, and now he's thwarting his plans or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's very like Saturday morning cartoony.
Right.
So I mean, I don't really care about the story, to be honest, but I mean, it's fine. It kind of pieces these platforming levels together, so I don't really mind it.
Yeah, I was just surprised that there was a story.
Oh,
It
I
was
mean,
bad.
yeah.
I went in that
the first
bad.
game barely has a story. I don't even remember what the first game story is. It's like Crash. I don't even know what actually, I have no idea. I don't know what your motivations are. Like, I do not
Dude.
know why Crash is doing whatever he's doing. Actually,
He's just doing it. He's just doing it to do it. That's what Crash is doing it to do it. But let's go ahead and get into Apex Legends. That's why we're here. We're gonna keep it. I always say this is the crazy thing. I say I'm going to keep it short every week, and like every week I say it, it's never short. This is like if you've ever been to a church, and like specifically a black church.
If you're not a heathen, if you're not a heathen like I am, yeah, okay.
Like every Sunday I would go to church, and then like the pastor would say, "Well, I don't want to hold y'all long, so I'm gonna keep it short." And it'd be like an hour and a half sermon. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing here right now?
Yeah,
still talking. So Apex Legends Season 9 dropped last Wednesday, I believe. I think it was the 5th.
It was
May
sometime
5th or 6th.
last week. Yeah, I mean, because all the trailers are like this date, but we're in the future. We're in Japan, so like I was
Right.
maybe like one day ahead, or it's like this. It's like the next morning, but like 3 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 3 in the morning, and
Yeah,
the season came up. I think there's a lot of things. Number one, to unpack in the season because new character, we got a new legend, Valkyrie,
Yep.
and then we also have the new game mode, arenas, and
Right.
I mean that those two alone, we'll get into the patch notes and kind of talk about all those things and then our experiences as well. But I mean, going into the season, we talked about it. We were kind of hyped. They did the battle pass trailer, the gameplay trailer. A lot of things with Titanfall lore kind of coming into play. And
Yeah.
I think people were just hype.
Yeah, the thing about Titanfall lore, I mean, this season in particular is closer to Titanfall. Well, I mean, it's more lore-y to Titanfall because number one, Ashe comes back.
Right.
And she's basically just the arena's announcer. Ashe, if you know who Ashe is, she used to be one of the bosses in Titanfall 2. She is an old Apex predator, so she was working with Cuban Blisk, who's running the Apex games now. He's like he's old as shit now.
You see him like what, 3 or 4 trailers so far?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
He makes his appearances.
He shows up in the character reveal trailer. So Cuban Blisk used to be the leader, or I guess not anymore. I don't know, but he is the leader of the Apex Predators in Titanfall 1 and 2. Basically, like the bad guys. Nah, not so much the bad guys. Well, for sure the bad guys in 2. They're like a mercenary squad of just basically whoever worked for the most money. For some reason, now Respawn hasn't explained this yet. For some reason,
they're making it up as they go. They're making it up as they go.
After the end of Titanfall 2, like 50 years passed or whatever, and for some reason he's running the Apex game. I don't know why he's
they don't. So this guy is. Yeah. I mean, I think we first saw him in. I don't know whose trailer. I know Rampart's trailer. He was in. I believe he's in.
Well,
Rampart's
he was in
trailer.
like the very first. Like if you for season one, like when you launch Apex Legends. Season 1, like when the game first came out, you were treated to like a little cutscene, and Cuban Blisk was in there, and he's just old as shit, and then he finishes the cutscene with his line that says like, if what is it? If you kill me, if I kill you, I'm better. If you kill me, you're better. Like that's what he would always say in Titanfall. But I don't know what he's doing. I don't know why he's fucking.
No one knows.
I don't know why he's running the Apex games. Like literally, Respawn hasn't said.
There's no reason for the Apex.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just like entertainment. We'll just say it's future entertainment after the war is finished in the game. It's just like, hey, we need some entertainment using the weapons that we use. Like, I don't even know how the Legends. Honestly, I don't know how they come back to life.
Yeah, it's a very good question.
They don't actually say it. Like Destiny. You have your your Guardian has the Ghost, which contains the data for the Guardian, whatever. So you can do that. I don't know about Fortnite, but I mean, like there has to be some way that these legends get shot, blown up.
We know Revenant comes back to life because his consciousness is always like re-uploaded to a new body,
right? A new machine.
But I don't know how the rest of these guys.
You man, take the gunshot.
I don't know how they die, but anyways, sorry. Long story short, Ashe she used to work with Cuban Blisk in Titanfall 2. She's a boss, and Valkyrie, the new character, is the daughter of Viper, who also was working with Cuban Blisk in Titanfall 2. Viper was a pilot. He was piloting North Star, which is like the sniper titan or whatever. So he was like a bad guy. So both Ashe and Viper were bosses in Titanfall 2. And Ashe's back is just whatever the fuck Ashe is doing, and
she's just back.
And Valkyrie is the daughter of Viper, so that's why Season 9 is really close to the lore of Titanfall 2. And actually, to hype up Season 9, they made Titanfall 2 free to play. Actually,
that's right.
Yeah, for a couple of days.
I hate EA, I really do.
Why?
I never got into it on stream about my Dead Space experience. Long story short, I have a Dead Space game that I can't play ever.
Oh, but you bought Titanfall 2. Are you gonna play it? It's good. It's
No,
a good
yeah,
shooter.
I did buy it. I did buy it.
Yeah.
It's just I bought it, and I literally bought it a day before they made that announcement. And
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's not free to keep. It was just free to play for the
yeah,
weekend.
but I could have played the campaign and just honestly, it's fine. EA, it's fine.
Yeah.
Keep your money.
I mean, what was like $5, man? What are you complaining? It was like $5, dude. Relax. Good game.
Oh man, it's a good game though. I actually in the tutorial, I just kept running the tutorial trying to get better at it.
Oh,
And now
the
that
gauntlet,
the
right?
gauntlet, yeah, I had a lot
Yeah.
of fun just doing that. And now that I have it on PC instead of PlayStation,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run that and see how much easier or better it is. That I don't now now I can use a mouse instead of
Yeah. Honestly, the
yeah.
pro tip is
You said don't ADS. I
yes,
just remember that from a long time
ADS,
ago.
don't ADS. You don't need to. It like doesn't really affect your aim. Like especially if you're playing with a mouse, you have greater control with your aim. So just shoot really. And make sure you're always wall running because in Titanfall you accelerate when you start a wall run. So if you want to keep your speed up, you want to always be sliding and wall running, sliding and wall running. That's how you keep your speed up.
Right. Well, if only you could do that in Apex.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Season 10. Should we put it in?
Yeah.
So, let's just break it down. Number one, Arenas, the new game mode. It's permanent. It's here to stay. Now, I think Duos is currently out of rotation. I don't know if it's going to come back or
No,
not.
duos.
But...
I was playing duos last night.
Wait, you were? I don't know why my friend was like, Duos
No,
is gone.
I was playing
okay.
duos last night. Yeah.
Okay, well then, hey, you got. I mean, this is just fun because you now have the battle royale mode. You have the standard mode. You've got duos if you don't have a third person, or if you just want to,
Or if you don't want to fill that person, yeah.
Yeah, and if you just want to play by yourself, period. And then now you have arenas, and of course they're gonna have their special modes that come back and forth. But arenas, it's here to stay. It's a 3v3 mode, and how would you compare it? I mean, like for me, it's more akin to Valorant, which is CS. You
I actually
purchase
never
your
played
weapons.
Valorant. I never played Valorant, so my impression of Valorant was like CS:GO with powers. Is that accurate or no?
Which that's exactly what it is. You have to buy your abilities each round.
Oh, okay. Well, then there we go.
So that's the.
So then, since I never played Valorant, I would just say it's kind of like CS:GO, but with powers.
Yeah. If you've ever played Counter-Strike, it starts out with
or Counter-Strike. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
With the buy round or the buy phase. You have, I think it's like maybe 20 seconds or whatever to buy. The maps are smaller to accommodate. It's only you and another squad, and every round after it ends, your money, your whatever resources that you get. Now you will get to keep they give you, I guess, what's like the points. What are these things called? Actually, credits.
Materials.
There we go. You keep the materials to to buy more weapons, grenades, abilities, shields, whatever. But your weapons, you don't keep those. You need to rebuy them and to buy the attachments. But it keeps everything kind of fair. I mean, have you found that it's been pretty fair throughout each round as it progresses, that you don't feel like you're getting underpowered or snowballed or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on your team, obviously, and it depends on the skill level of your opponents. And so here's, for me personally, like, I actually don't buy abilities. I mean, when it comes down to buying an ultimate or buying another use of my tactical, I'm always like, oh, I actually think I'd prefer more cells, or I'd prefer a grenade rather. Do you know what I mean? So
I actually really enjoy getting 3 grenades, 3 arc stars, like those things, because they're only 100. They work really well to keep pressure on, or to reach places
I actually,
you can't get to.
given the choice, I don't buy my ultimate. I actually just buy either a battery or like an arc star or something. So
It is kind of interesting. Like some of the characters, their ultimates, because once you buy the ultimates, they are locked for 2 rounds, so you can't buy it again immediately after you use it, or after you have it that round if you use it. But I mean, some ultimates, I use Gibraltar a lot. Gibraltar's ultimate is really useful, and
I would say some ultimates are very useful in arenas. Like, so it's Gibraltar and Bangalore, maybe Revenant as well. Actually,
Revenant is a really good strategy if you want to push, if you want to rush.
You have the second chance. With his totem. There are some ultimates that I would argue are borderline useless. I want to say Pathfinder
Oh
And
yeah, Pathfinder. That's not an ultimate. You want to zip across somewhere.
I would say Pathfinder and Octane probably don't want to be buying those. I can see Wraith having some utility.
Mm, mm.
And Watson, I guess, depending on the playstyle of your team, would be useful rather, not useless, but useful. Who I don't know. Who do you think would have an alt that would maybe you don't want to buy in
That
arenas?
that you don't want to buy. Rampart. I don't want to buy Ramparts.
Sure.
The reason is because she has to set it up. It's stationary. It takes time. You're not going to be where you are for a long
Yeah,
time
that ring is
since the
gonna
ring.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hers is pretty. It's not the best there.
What
Another.
about?
Mhm.
Sorry, keep going. Yeah, keep going.
I was gonna say Bloodhounds is interesting
No, you know what?
because you don't need it, but it's.
I'm gonna say it could be extremely powerful in the right hand, especially a very skilled player, a very skilled
Mhm,
bloodhound. That speed and the ability to tip off teammates as to locations, that's
mhm,
deadly. That's
mhm.
quite deadly.
That is true, especially out the gate. If you and this is what the kind of discussion that this mode does bring about, which the normal battle royale doesn't. Now, the main thing is because it's just you and another team. You don't have to worry about some other team coming in
Yep.
or two other teams coming in after you. You don't have to worry about that next fight. You just worry about the fight at hand. And having the ability, like you said, use Bloodhound out the gate, maybe you can rush to the other side, let
Yeah,
your
he gets
teammates
this. He
know.
gets. He moves really fast when he's
Hmm.
using his alt. If you still have tacticals ready to go, you could scan repeatedly.
Right, right, right.
So
And you can stack your tacticals.
yeah, so I think in the hands of a good Bloodhound player, his alt is quite powerful actually. I want to say maybe Valkyrie, maybe you don't want to be buying in
Mm,
in arenas, but I could be wrong.
Lifeline, you
'Cause
don't
she,
want either.
oh yeah,
Lifeline. I remember
yeah.
playing Lifeline. Now, Lifeline, she has another alternative use, though, which is actually really good. Is I started playing her a little bit, and it's like, okay, Lifeline, you can actually, there's the supply bins that are
Mhm.
there,
Oh,
and
she can open up the other
they
compartment.
always have
Yeah,
4 extra shield cells in there on
right.
top of those 2 batteries. So you can rush there, get the materials because the materials are always next to the pack, to the
Yep,
supply,
right.
and then give those to your friends, and you don't have to worry about buying shield cells.
Yes, you save
You,
the,
you can
the
save.
materials. You can use that for an upgrade. So I got a question for
Oh,
you. Since you have a, sorry, go ahead. What?
I was gonna say one last thing. Loba's useless.
Oh
That
yeah,
ult
no,
is
she that's
strange
actually
as
that's the
heck.
worst one. That's the
That
there we
ult,
go.
she
That's
can't
that's the
even
last
jack
one.
anything. It's
That's
just
the
there.
worst one.
That's
Well,
the
enough like
worst one.
it's like I'm taking the battery from over there or something like that. No, I agree. Actually, Loba's got to be the worst one. Um. Anyway, sorry, I was gonna say
Yeah,
or maybe Mirage might be, that's debatable. But okay,
yeah.
when you since you have like a limited pool of resources, like where do you find yourself allocating the most priority to your materials? So you have like let's say 2,000, which is what you would get
Mm.
in round 3 or 4, something like that. Where do you prioritize buying or spending your materials, and then your leftover materials? Like if you have 300 left, like where do you spend that on?
I wish I could like slow Twitch feed down video, but you can kind of see on the screen right now. I mean, you start out with 550 materials, which means that you
Like
can get
one
one
alternator, or
alternator.
you can level up your Mozambique. Which honestly, unironically, I do that. I'm actually not kidding.
You level up the
I
Mozambique.
actually yeah, yeah.
I mean, now that the Mozambique has
Six
six,
shots, six
it's
shots.
actually pretty nice. I gotta say,
And
I
I don't
enjoy
know,
it.
yeah, I don't know if you noticed this, but if you get the purple bolt on the Mozambique, it has a
Hmm.
very fast fire rate.
Ooh, I mean, like Mozambique has always been a nice little favorite of mine. But I mean, you can choose. You can go all in if you want to. You can get an R99. You can get a Mastiff. You can get one of something without an upgrade, or you can get one
Like
of
two
something with
guns,
with
maybe.
two. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do like two guns with like white upgrades plus like a battery, or you could do like one gun to a blue upgrade and like a cell. So it's interesting to see like how you allocate your limited resources. I don't know
So
how you
so
spend your
for
gun. Yeah.
for me, I'm a ranged player, and I 9 out of 10 times I end up going with the G7. Or recently, I found myself going to the 3030 because you can actually upgrade it to the Bruiser sight and the
Oh,
extended mag.
the two times stage cog.
You can go ahead and do that off the top for the first round. And since I'm playing Gibraltar, I have I have my shield in
Hmm.
front of me, my gun shield. So for me, that's how I play. And then after that, the next round, you have enough resources. I stick with those, but I start loading up on grenades because
Yeah, And so I guess that's you do the one 30-30 upgrade to a good 30-30. I've
Right,
been
right.
experimenting. Honestly, I've been doing like I've been doing like a 99 that's like to a blue,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've been buying arc stars,
Mm-hmm.
or I've done like a white flatline and a blue Mozambique, and then yeah, and then arc stars and a battery or something like that.
What?
But then there are other days when I'm like, oh, I want a purple R301, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's my only gun essentially.
And the thing, there's a couple good things about this mode, and one thing I guess I want to see if they're gonna fix it. So two things. One is it is really I found that after playing arenas and then going to the battle royale, my aim is much better. Like I just feel more comfortable. Like it just feels like it's a great way to practice.
Yeah, I think like well, it's just really the old saying, like practice makes perfect. Like you're just
Mm-hmm.
doing a gunfight, you drop straight into a gunfight, and if you want to get better at gunfighting, just do more gunfighting, and
Yeah.
like yeah. So when you play the battle royale mode, like obviously there's multiple facets to that mode where
Mm-hmm.
you strategically drop. Ideally, you want to strategically drop. You would drop
Right. Right.
and loot and then position and try to guess where your enemies are going to be and position to surprise them. And there's all those aspects of playing the battle royale mode properly, I would say, or
Mm-hmm.
like not properly, but efficiently or well, right?
Right. Right.
And a battle royale, a typical match of battle royale is 20 minutes. And honestly, depending on how you play, if you play very cautiously, you might only get into one gunfight, which is the last one. Either
True.
you win or you die,
Or you
basically,
die.
right?
Right.
You would
Right.
only get into one gunfight. You could squander, in a sense, 15 minutes of your time, right?
Right. Right.
So with arenas, if you want to get better at gunfighting, it's 10 minutes of gunfighting.
Yeah,
So
it's 10 minutes, and if you clean up even quicker, 5 minutes.
yeah,
There's three maps, they rotate every 15 minutes. And I gotta say the maps have varying sizes. They're not nothing's large or anything, but some you can use a little bit more of a sniper optics if you want to, if you want to use a charge rifle, which I found the charge rifle
yeah, the
has
charge
been
rifle
pretty good.
sucks. I mean, when it
No,
sucks when it's used on you.
yeah, it sucks when you use it. It's used on you, but I mean, I started falling in love with the charge rifle. I'm like, man, because
I
it's a
think,
nice element of surprise. I feel like people start bringing it out on me, like
well,
late
yeah,
game to
it's
switch it up.
and it's basically hit scan.
Hmm.
So if you're aiming well with it, with a mouse, or I guess with the aim assist, if you're playing with a controller, like it hits.
Yeah,
It's easy to hit
it's
your
gonna
shot.
break.
Yeah.
It's gonna break some
And even if
people.
you don't like do a full burst with the charge rifle, you can still do damage essentially. Like
Right.
they give you a healthy stack of ammo.
They gave it, so that's one thing you don't have to worry about buying is ammo in this mode. And and then I guess the other thing is that this mode does encourage strategy. So you can either play. There's typically there's two sides to the map. There's one side that's going to have a care package drop, which has three weapons in it,
And it's like a fully loaded,
fully
not fully
loaded.
loaded, it's fully kitted weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like what is it? It's not like a purple level, right? Usually, it depends on the round. I think it
Depends on
depends
the
on the round,
round.
right?
Depends on the
Yeah,
round. The later it goes, the stronger the weapons get. And but it means that you have to wait for that package to drop,
and then it's like
and
it's a hot point, so people
and
could
it's
be
a hot
like,
point. Yeah,
yeah,
people are going to come up during that time, so you need to kind of hold them off. But it's typically the non-hot side. It's not the confrontational side typically. So you find some people who want to play that game. Play for the package. Don't buy any weapons, or maybe buy a cheap weapon, but then they
buy
have a
like yep,
secondary.
buy like an alternator or something. Yeah.
Right, right. I find myself never having a secondary until later in the game. I'll pick one up, but for the most part, it's like, I'm using G7
Yeah,
or I'm using my ranged weapon.
since they give you ammo, honestly,
Hmm.
like I feel like if you go double light, for example, like if you choose an R99 and then like a P2020,
Hmm. Hmm.
those are both light weapons, so they just give you like a shitload of light ammo.
A lot of light ammo.
And even if you like never switch to your P2020, now you just have like a buttload of ammo for your R99, and you can spray bullets.
You can spray. It is true. Like, and I love using my the 45. That's my
Yeah,
cheaper option is take out the 45 actually.
because they give you ammo for your guns. So if you go like a light heavy, then you have light heavy in your backpack. But if you just go
Hmm.
light, they give you a buttload of light, and you just if you never switch to your second light weapon, your primary now just has all the ammo in the world.
Right. It's stacked. And I mean, like, it's a very well thought out mode. I think they've done a good job. Are there any things that you want to see changed in arenas? And there's no ranked mode right now, but is there
Um,
something that you want to see changed? I know that there is an issue where people do drop from the game. Like they'll just quit. They're like, oh, I got one round down, so
Yeah,
they
they
leave the
probably
team.
want like you probably want to learn to punish. I mean, they'll probably put that in eventually to punish
Mm-hmm.
quitters, and maybe give like a handicap to teams who are now like down a person. So if someone leaves in the middle of your arenas match, maybe that team gets a bonus 500 materials or something like that. I don't know.
Right, right. I feel like something to give the other team an advantage so that they don't have to
As
leave.
long as it can't be abused, like you got to make sure that whatever they come up with, it can't be abused. Like maybe people start doing that on purpose if it's like it's going to heavily benefit
Mm,
that team, for example. So it's like a team of three friends, for example,
mm-hmm.
joins. One purposely drops to give the other two like a super gun or something in the early rounds. Like you don't want that. You want to make sure that it can't be like abusable, right?
Right, right. And I think as of now, there's no way to reconnect. So if you do get DC'd, I don't think you come back in arenas. I haven't
No, I
done
actually don't
DC'd
believe
yet,
so. I
but
mean, they might consider, they might add that because it's already in place for the battle royale, but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's dicey because of how quickly arenas moves. With battle royale, like if you drop it, you drop out, you could maybe get back in, and not much has happened. Like let's say you're just traversing still, right?
Right, right, right.
You didn't even get into a gunfight. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to arenas, you drop out for like 2 minutes and you come back, and it's like it could easily shift, like the, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, right. I mean, it could easily just shift the entire, or the match is already ended. You know what I mean? Like it
yeah, I don't know, or like they could be like, oh, you're back in the match, but you start eliminated if they're already playing, and you
mm-hmm.
just come back in. I don't know. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to kind of see where the mode evolves after adding the ranked functionality to it. I mean, I honestly though, I myself, Ehe, you, my friends, I think everyone has just been really enjoying this mode. And even if you haven't played Apex and you want to get into it, it might be a nice place for you to start if you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't want
I
to
can
worry about
see if you
the
just
battle
don't give a
royale.
shit about the battle royale and you just want to experience the gunplay of Apex,
Mm-hmm,
you should just play Titanfall. I'm just, yeah.
mm-hmm. Convert them to the cause, the
No,
true
yeah, no.
cause.
I was talking to my friend. We were like, yeah, arenas is fun, but like, you know how they could make arenas better if they made it so everyone's ultimate was just calling in like, I don't know, like a giant robot or something, and then
Yo, that's
that would be,
yo.
yeah. And
It
then if
would
they made all the
actually be
maps
funny.
bigger,
It would be
yeah.
actually funny if that was another mode that they make later down the line. They just actually do add a mode like that where you do. It's like, yeah, we said that we would never introduce Titans in the VR mode, but we're gonna
No,
introduce it in
instead.
another mode. Got it, guys?
I think what would be interesting to see is if you didn't have to buy your tacticals, and if everyone could freely use your tacticals as if like you're just playing the battle
That
royale mode. I don't know how that would change. Like obviously, I don't know if they did it, if they tested it and they're like, oh, it's too chaotic. Like we don't want,
mm,
you know, like fuse shots going off all the
all
time,
the time.
or we don't
Mm.
want fuck, I don't know. Watson fences, I don't know. Yeah, I just like, but I want to see like what would happen if you didn't have to buy your tacticals and you could use them
Because
freely.
yeah, yeah, because it does
I
keep
can understand ultimates. I can understand ultimates, but
mhm.
tacticals, like I don't.
It
Yeah,
keeps so for me, I think it keeps it in check, and I have noticed that there are like per legend, it does cost differently. Like Bloodhound scan is worth, you have to. I think it's 150
whoa,
as
really?
opposed
Wow,
to yeah,
that's
yeah,
price. That's pricey.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pricey. But every round I had to buy it, which meant that for my team, I was like, guys, we have to get the supplies. We have to get the resources because I need extra to buy, my extra scans.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it would be kind of crazy if they did remove it. But I think for some legends, it makes sense to remove it. Like Octane, I don't know, like some of the stuff, like I can't say it. It's fundamentally core to the character. Octane, without using his stem,
Yeah.
is kind
So
of
yeah. So
weird.
here's what's
Like
up when it
that's not a
comes to
character. Mirage
Octane.
can't even use
Actually,
his decoy.
I
Use that decoy.
I don't stim in arenas because you start with 3, and once those are gone, you have to buy more stims. And to
Mm-hmm.
be honest, when I'm in that buy menu, I'm like, okay, more stims or cells. I mean, the answer is clear for me. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
buy
Mm-hmm.
cells. That's survivability. You know what I mean? Like, will keep me in the fight for longer.
Right. Right. So it'll be interesting. I hope that they adjust that for certain legends or make it even cheaper for them, so you don't feel like you have to make that choice as much. But maybe that's just their way of saying like, hey, we don't want Octane to be able to rush too far forward. I'm like, well, Pathfinder can rush forward. I mean, there are some good combinations.
Yeah. Also,
Of
I mean, you
teams.
make a good point with Mirage too. Like Mirage without his decoys is like what? Like what is that? Like what is Mirage actually?
I
Without
saw
his...
Mirage use his,
He's
he used his
nothing. He's
ultimate.
a dude. He's a
He's a
normal
dude. He's a
dude.
dude. He has nothing.
What are his powers if he doesn't have his decoy? You know what I mean?
He has nothing. I mean, yeah, that is.
He's got
he has
nothing.
nothing. He's got.
He's just like an average old man who ended up in the goddamn Apex
he
games.
can res you. He can res his teammate, and you won't know where he is, but you're pretty
yeah,
sure you know where the
like,
down
that's it.
teammate
Like,
is.
that's the only one thing.
Hey.
At least Octane has the passive heal, right?
Right.
Yeah, I just realized that now. But if you take away Mirage's decoys, he's just a guy.
A dude. He's just a guy. He's trying to make his ends meet. He's trying to pay the bills, keep the lights on. You know, he's got his girls, or he's got his people. He's supporting. You know,
it's like Batman without his money.
Yo, he paid the price when he crashed his ship on that one map.
Oh my god.
The party crasher. That's his fault. He's paying for it now.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's arenas. Then that's best. I think it's best of 3. And you know, there's 3 extra rounds after that if you keep getting the tiebreakers. You got to win by 2. So definitely check Apex out for that mode. It's free to play. Go ahead, do yourself a favor, download it, check it out.
It's on Switch.
It's also on mobile.
Yeah, but the mobile version's different, like different game, really. Actually,
it's they said it's completely different. They started the beta up. I think it was last week, or they're going to be starting it up. Rolling out in different countries, but anyways, don't play on Switch.
Don't play on Switch. Yeah, okay.
that's all we can say. Don't play on Switch. But the next thing coming up is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is pretty insane. I've actually found myself playing her in Battle Royale, and I gotta say, she adds a completely different dimension to the game.
Yeah, the up dimension. She can hover. But those missiles, oh man, like it has made some of the final ring circles or closing circles just so chaotic. And they're already chaotic as it is, but yeah, I wonder if they're gonna like buff it or not buff it. Sorry, or like nerf it. Really, it's pretty powerful with it.
The stun is horrible
because it stuns.
The stun is horrible. The stun is just godlike horrible.
If you get hit with those missiles, you aren't really moving for a while.
You're not moving. I mean, you essentially, it's worse than an Arc Star, and there is a time. So for me as a Valkyrie, if another Valkyrie shoots missiles at me, I can get out the way, but my teammates can't. And the only way to counter her is either Gibraltar Dome or a Watson. I assume Watson's ult shoots these things down. They better. Watson, please don't fail us like that. But yeah, so she adds that vertical dimension to the level, but she's still fair enough that where you can still shoot her when she's in her air or when she's using those missiles, you can still shoot her out there. And I think that they did a great job balancing it. But you can kind of see in the trailer right now, the kind of area that those missiles kind of, happen to, it's kind of wide. So maybe they'll change that. Maybe they'll shrink that a little bit, or maybe there's less missiles that fly out. She's got a lot.
It's like a 3x3 grid, isn't it?
It's
is it 4x3?
3x3?
I don't know.
What was this grid?
It's 4x3. Yeah, it's on the. Yeah, it's 4x3. Okay.
It's 4x3 grid. But have you been playing her? Have you tried her out?
I put it at like 2 rounds, basically. That's it.
Okay. How did you like the mobility? She's got great mobility with her thrusters.
I don't know what I was expecting actually. The VTOL operated in a way that I wasn't expecting. So basically, you double jump to start like flying.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just hold the space bar, you just go up, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And then like once you let go, you'll start descending, and then I think that's when you can start shooting. You can't hover and shoot at the same time.
Correct. Yeah. And then you can also do it just for like really quick burst. I mean, like just essentially like a double tap, quick little burst to move forward. That worked. That's what I've been doing. That's been kind of giving me a little edge. In terms of mobility, right? I don't typically play mobile characters, but it's a nice for a change. But I mean, it does bring that dimension, like you said, going vertical, and kind of making some people just kind of useless. I ain't gonna lie. My boy Caustic. I love my man Caustic.
Well, I mean, like Caustic still has utility in like tight corridors, like in parts of what's like King's Canyon. I think Caustic can still be useful.
It's so rare. I with this shift to the meta of more mobile characters, Octane, Valk. I wouldn't say Pathfinder, but even Pathfinder can still get up on you real quick and you won't notice it. Rushing of characters like Revenant, some of these more mobile stationary characters, Watson and Caustic, it's really hard for them if you want to play them. They still have their situational uses, but
I still think
Caustic's gas just doesn't do what it used to do.
isn't Watson still heavily played in like the higher ranked? Like if you watch like the world tournaments, like the meta is Watson still, isn't it?
Oh no, it moved from that, man.
What's the meta now?
Whatever Octane is, whatever is it's usually a Gibraltar, and then it's Wraith isn't typically. I don't think Wraith is in there anymore, but Octane.
Because I actually don't watch. I don't watch like the World Series. I don't watch. Actually, I haven't watched the last, what is it, the World Championship. So I don't know who is. Because when I was still watching, I think it was like season 6 actually. But at the time, the meta was
Horizon. Sorry.
The meta when I was still watching was Watson, Pathfinder, and Wraith. That was it. Like that was the team.
That was the team for a long time. And then once Horizon came out, it shook things up enough to where everyone had a Horizon. Horizon was a thing, and then Gibby kind of like popped up in there. Gibby or Bloodhound. You got to have a Bloodhound because that scan is really good, and you can get the next position. So the meta kind of it did change, and it's not as grounded as it was, or at least not campy, but it's more aggressive. So that works. But yeah, her abilities, as we've been talking about, the VTOL jet, she can hover, and then she can also she's got missiles for her tactical, and then her ultimate, the Skyward Dive, just sends you up into the air like a jump tower, or you can have you and your squad go up together to relocate. Or have you used it?
I used it like twice. Yeah,
it's nice.
Just like get away, really. I didn't use it. I used it offensively once, but the thing you got to be careful about if you use it offensively is not to land too close, because you can't immediately start shooting. You gotta go through. You gotta go through your landing animation. The whole time you're vulnerable to fire. So I was playing last night actually, and we had a Valkyrie duo, because we were playing duos. A Valkyrie duo like land on us, and we killed them like immediately, because they like landed like right on top of us, and we're just like, okay, I guess you're dead now, because they couldn't like start shooting they
can't really do much. And even when they're taking off, even when you blast off, there is a good amount of time where you can kind of get shot. You can get hit going up, but it is nice. Honestly, the coolest thing is when she is in the air, high in the air, that she highlights the enemies, similar to Crypto's drones, but they're a lot more predominant. Like I can see them a lot easier. And it's just like, okay, if you see an enemy there, you don't have to go there. Or when you're jumping from the very start of the game, you can see you can see them. They're highlighted, and it's
which is extremely powerful. Like I didn't realize that she would be able to highlight enemies as she was in the air.
Yeah, she highlights in the air, and if they didn't want to make her good enough, they gave her the recon ability to scan for the next ring. She's I think people are gonna be playing her in the high levels, and I've had a lot of fun with her. Just she's nice. But the bow.
Oh yeah, I forgot they added a new weapon.
Yeah, I think it's the last really main thing of the patch was the new weapon, the Bocek bow, which is broken depending on who you talk to. I love it. I love it.
It's pretty good. I don't know if they're gonna like nerf it or anything. Like they
have to.
They might slow the fire rate down or something, or reduce damage or something like that. I don't think they'll do. They probably won't do anything with accuracy, because that would defeat the purpose of the bow, I believe.
It's supposed to be a high skill weapon.
Yeah, well, this in the same vein as the wingman, I guess. But like, I don't foresee them changing recoil, because it's a bow? Like
it's a bow. Like what recoil are you like? Shorten the range, I guess maybe. Yeah. But like what?
Yeah, they could do that. They could have the arrow like drop. Suddenly like it goes X meters and then it just plummets because it's an arrow. I guess because it loses
the velocity.
Yeah, that's possible. They could do that. Yeah, they might change that. We'll see what happens.
I know that so for me, I love it. It does 70 damage on body shot when it's fully drawn. And then if you don't have it fully drawn, it's like around 35, 25. It varies, but the speed is pretty good. If you do the headshot, it's 123 damage. So it will drop you. It will drop you. I'm sorry. I love the bow. It will drop you.
That's like wingman damage almost, yeah.
Yeah, it's wingman damage, but I feel like for me, it's easier to use in a wingman.
Yeah, I
It's
would
a lot
agree.
easier
Yeah, I
to
mean,
use.
I've had trouble using a wingman. Yeah.
Oh, so those are the main three updates in the season. Of course, Olympus did get a change to the map. It's got alien stuff on it now. Plant, I don't understand. Don't worry. Their lore, I don't know. As long as it's better than Destiny.
You should probably just play Titanfall.
As long as it's better than Destiny. Literally.
I think it's better than Destiny. Yeah.
And then I guess, yeah, I forgot this is a change, but you do now drop with white shield, white armor, level 1 everything, and then you also have 2 shield cells and two syringes. So go ahead, drop hot, get into your fights.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you start with like a shield basically, but no gun though.
But no gun, right? No P20 or Mozambique. That would be nice.
I wish it was a Mozambique. That'd be fun.
You just like those 6 shots of doom.
Yeah, I mean they took away hammer point though, which kind of sucks. Like that was probably like my favorite hop up in the game.
That's a good hop up.
Yeah, no, they took it away, and then I suspected I was like, oh, maybe what is it like? Maybe they take hammer point away. They're going to bring back
no, not disruptors. No,
yeah.
That's never coming back. That's never coming back. No.
I mean, wasn't it just the opposite of hammer point? Because like hammer point is like health.
Yeah, it was.
Disruptor is shield, and a player has both ideally. So
ideally, I think that it'll come back, but they'll tone it down so much it won't be like the glory day of season 2. Was that season 2 or season 3?
They nerfed. I can't remember if they nerfed the alternator or they nerfed the hop up itself. Because when it first came out, alternator was so powerful with it.
Yeah, it was so powerful with it.
I think I can't remember if they nerfed the hop up or they just nerfed the alternator by making it fire slower.
It might have been both, honestly, because it used to eat through the shield in like 4 hits. Like it was pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the same as hammer point. Hammer point is a trigger pull. It's like a one click die. So
for the Mozambique, it's a one.
For the Mozambique, yeah. For P2020, it's 3 shots.
3 or 4 shots.
So yeah, my argument is that it's just the same as Disruptor, but it's the other way around. It's not like Disruptor hurts you more, on unshielded targets. So
I think they nerfed the damage of the alternator, is what I want to say.
Okay, but
because it was after your shields were gone, you just got ate up again.
Yeah, so if you have purple shields, like 100 shields, and you have 100 health, it shouldn't matter if you go through the shields faster or you go through the health faster. It should be the same time to kill, right?
Right.
So that's my point. Is like if you take away hammer point, you could bring back disruptor because it's basically just reverse hammer point.
Just reverse. Just don't have them both.
Yeah, don't have both. Yeah, no, yeah.
Which is what they were. Yeah. The best time of life. They had them both out.
Yeah,
they had them both out for us. Oh, wonderful times. And finally, I think this is probably the biggest thing for a lot of legends that had low profile on them: Lifeline, Watson, and Wraith. That is no longer on them. They do not take an extra, was it 5% damage?
I can't remember what it was.
Because of their hitboxes being smaller. Respawn feels that they've fixed the hitboxes on Wraith enough to where that they don't feel like, hey, you should have any issues with any of these low profile characters that were there hitting them at all. The buffs to Gibraltar and, Fortify into Caustic, that still stands. They still, I think it's like 15%. They have a defensive buff because their hitboxes are larger. And Lifeline no longer has a combat shield. I don't know what they're going to do with Lifeline one day. Just stop making her a medic.
Yeah, they took away her Fastio. I feel like they should have. I mean, that was her really good passive. But they took her Fastio away a while ago. And now the shield is gone, but now Doc Jones can heal 2 people, which is kind of good, I think.
Which is kind of good, right. And then her care package, it's actually nice. If you have a blue shield, it's going to guarantee drop with the purple shield.
Yeah, actually, so I play with someone who mains Lifeline, and every time those care packages drop, it's really good for us because now it's a guaranteed upgrade. So it's like,
right.
It's going to be like in mid game that basically means it's going to be a gold shield, or it's going to be a gold knockdown shield, or it's going to be basically one of the, or a gold backpack actually. Because
right.
Yeah, we were playing and we both had gold backpacks. And if you're in a team, if you're in trios and you have a lot of care packages coming down in the middle of the game, then you could potentially come across a Lifeline team that has 3 gold backpacks and 3 gold shields. So like they're going to be tough to keep down.
Exactly. And then going to Octane, of course, to kind of reduce the mindless stimming that was happening in the previous season after their patch. He does take 20 So it's let's see, reduce.
Almost double his health hit, but he basically has no cooldown. Like you can stim forever. And
Yeah,
you can't. Here's why you can stim forever, assuming you don't get shot, because you'll never kill yourself. Like you'll just stop after a while, like
right.
taking health. You'll just be at 1 health.
Yeah,
But
it's like reduce the cooldown between stims from 4 seconds to 1 second.
1 second, which is basically no cooldown because the animation of him injecting is more than a second.
Right.
So he basically continuously has stim up. And like I said, like assuming you don't get shot, you'll be able to stim forever.
For forever, you just continue to run. But
Yeah,
in the converse of that is you're stimming, which used to be 12.
if you do get shot, you're dead.
Yeah, each stim is costing you 20 HP. But if you get shot in your infinite stim, you only have like what 1 HP. I assume you just kind of like you live on the edge.
Because it's like you only have your shields, like whatever level shield you have to protect you. So if you have like a white shield, you're dead pretty much.
There we go. Loba and Horizon are the last two, I believe, on the and Fuse. So Fuse just gets 2 extra grenades. I will just leave it at that. Loba gets her black market was increased from 90 seconds to 120 seconds, which it's not bad,
Was
it's
that
still okay.
Oh, was it being used too frequently?
Yeah. I mean, like a Loba team, like as soon as you drop.
But that was intentional because that was a buff.
Yeah.
That was a buff that she had repeat. Like she starts at 25 charge or something, right? Because like, didn't they?
I think they might have wanted her to be used that more actually.
Frequently,
more
yeah,
frequently.
But they're toning it back. Like she's too useful now. Like poor Loba, really.
Poor Loba.
Like, you know what I mean?
Poor Loba. She got her bracelet is fixed. Burglar's best friend.
I still think Loba's utility. I don't see that many Loba picks, to be honest. I just don't see people using her all that much.
Well, they're hoping with this, then actually fixing her bracelet to her teleport ability, that now she doesn't have that slowed after translocating, and that she can also move she can move faster. She can actually move at normal speed
while she's aiming it or something. Yeah,
she can move at normal speed. So hopefully that ends up doing better. But Horizon, I think out of all the characters that had changes, Horizon's feels like the most. Like I notice it when I take Horizon's lift. It says lift speed reduced by 30%. If you take a Horizon lift now, you definitely feel like you're waiting to get to wherever you get to. Like
and like it says you can only be at the top for 2 seconds, so you can get to the top and then that's it. You're off.
You can't do that whole healing up at the top, take your sniper rifle out, do all this stuff. You're going to be a little bit more steady. You're not going to sway side to side as much. So
but you're not going to be up there for very long. Yeah,
exactly. So there we go. That's pretty much it, unless you want to count Bangalore smoke getting thicker. They just fixed there
was like a shading issue or something.
A
lighting thing, I think. And
yeah. It looks nice though. I thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. Anyways, that's all if you want to check out the patch notes, definitely go ahead to EA's website or just look up Apex Legends Season 9 patch notes, and you'll be able to find it, all those things that we've been going over. It's a fun season, honestly. I mean, it's probably the best season to me that I have enjoyed since maybe whenever Revenant came out. I was like kind of hyped because Revenant was, really different.
Yeah, it was a cool character. He had a really cool trailer. I think a lot of people enjoyed his character reveal trailer.
Right. And we're probably going to go play more Apex after this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play tonight as well. So.
It doesn't stop. Never stops.
No.
Nope, it doesn't. Anything you want to close out with, man?
No. Play Chrono Cross. I don't know.
It was on sale last week.
Chrono Cross?
Sorry. Trigger. Never mind. Cross. Break out your Vita store or your.
Yeah. I mean, that's technically still on sale for a while, as Sony hasn't closed the store yet, but you should work on that. I mean, they should just Square should just put that on PC or even, God forbid, a mobile port. I won't be happy about it, but.
I'm wondering, is there a reason why they don't like?
I suspect they just don't have the code anymore. You know what I mean?
They just lost. There's something weird about Japanese game companies. This is not rare.
Yeah.
But there are tons of moments that I've heard about where Japanese game companies, they've lost the code to the game. Like it's gone.
I suspect they just don't have the code for Cross anymore. And the only reason why we have it on the Vita is, in case you haven't noticed, it's an ISO. It's a .ISO. It's a glorified rip of the game that's running in a Sony made emulator. There's nothing fancy about it. That's what it is. Um, and that's the only reason why we can play it on a PS3 and a Vita, because it's just like using a PS1 emulator. So if Sony wanted to put it on PC, they would need to do what Sega was doing with their Genesis games, which is basically just sell us an emulator and sell us these packaged ISOs basically, and sell us Xenogears, Chrono Cross, or whatever. I'll take it. Honestly, like I mean, hey, it's not ideal, but I'll take it, Square.
I'll take it. Yeah. It's better than just having to bust out the Vita or.
And I know I'm sure there are
whatever.
people listening that are like, oh, just play an emulator, just play it on emulator. I get it. Like I know I can do that, but it's the principle that I want to like support them and like and own like an official copy. Yeah.
Right. I mean, because here's the thing. Like if you, I don't know if they would ever do another in the Chrono series just for the heck of it. I mean, they could do it just based off of Trigger itself, but I mean, I think people would be kind of nice to. Actually, no, don't do it. Just remake it or whatever. I think we had this conversation before. We don't want.
You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, if we got a sequel to World Ends with You, like surprisingly,
we did.
I don't know. They weren't teasing it for a while, but I think some characters from World Ends with You showed up in one of the Kingdom Hearts games. Not three, but one of the ones before that. One of the many ones before that.
I'll get to it eventually somehow.
Yeah, so we had a couple of World Ends with You characters show up in those games, and people were just like, "Oh, Square hasn't forgotten about World Ends with You." Obviously, they clearly remember these characters. And then it died. Nothing happened. Square was silent on it for many years, and then like last year, they're like, "Surprise, bitches! Anime, surprise, bitches! Game!" Like, oh my god, holy shit, Square!
I totally forgot. Ehet, thanks for listening as well.
I don't even know if he's still here. I don't even know if he's still here.
I don't know when that came in here. There was a moment when I was.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. There was a moment when I really wanted to pull the chat, like pop the chat out. I was like, I forgot to pop the chat out, but it's in the same browser. And I was just like, oh, yo, that's me. Yeah. Thanks to Ehet for playing Apex with me on stream. And it was a lot of fun. And then me and Alex, we played Apex, I think the night before.
Friday night or something.
Yeah. We played Arena, so it's been a fun playing with everybody. But yeah, that's gonna take us out for this week. That's gonna do it for us this week. This is episode number 83. Next week is 84. The week after that is 85. And if we keep going, eventually we reach 100, which apparently we're going to give you a question, so you better answer it.
That's literally gonna be the whole episode. It's like, all right, guys, it's a special Q&A episode. We're only gonna answer questions we get, and it's like we got. That's it. See you guys.
So you guys, everyone, guys, girls, go ahead, follow those socials. Follow us. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, your family. I always say tell your pets too, because you never know when pets will become sentient enough to.
They're already sentient, aren't they? Like you're talking about something else, right? Like they can talk.
Yeah,
like pets already have some degree of free will. I would argue, but yeah.
I'm a
self-awareness. Self-awareness. That's what it is. Sentiency is self-awareness, but I believe they're self-aware to some degree. But yeah,
I just want to clear up. I am a supporter of animal rights. I do love the pets.
Okay, yeah.
Someone's like, he doesn't think they're even sentient. This fool. All right, that's gonna do it for us this week. Go play some games, have some fun, and we'll catch you all next week for episode number 84.
Right. Cool. All right. See you guys. Peace.
See you guys. Peace.